Today question is list the risk factors of transmission of RTI or STIs. And in that B is discuss prevention and control of RTI or STIs. The definition is reproductive tract infection is a broad term that includes sexually transmitted infections as well as other infections of the reproductive tract that are not transmitted through sexual route. In women, this includes infection of the outer and inner genitalia. Vagina, cervix, uterus, fallopian tubes or ovaries. In men too, RTI includes the outer and inner genitalia, penis, testes and prostate. Then coming to sexually transmitted infections. Sexually transmitted infections are infections caused by microbes such as bacteria, virus or protozoa that are passed from one person to another person, mostly through sexual contact. Then coming to risk factors of transmission of RTI or STI. In that the first point is poor general health and second one is poor genital hygiene and poor menstrual hygiene, unprotected sex, unsafe blood transfusion, unhygiene practice by service providers during delivery, abortions or IUCD insertions in women, and seventh one is urethral discharges or infected vaginal discharges, and eighth point is sex with partners having sore on the genitalia, and ninth point is multiple partners. 10th one is previous STI infections in the past, and adolescents, girls and boys who are sexually active and practicing unsafe sex. And 12th one is female and male sex workers and their clients, and men and women whose job forces them to be away from their families, or regular sexual partners are away for long period of time, and men having sex with men include transgenders. And 15th point is street children and prison inmates etc. And RTIs in women, fungal and bacterial infections are and postpartum and post abortion infections, and infections following procedures that are IUCD insertions, abortions and other procedures. Women have greater risk of the RTIs than men due to physiological, social, cultural and economical factors. Women are biologically more suitable than men, more likely to suffer from complications and limited in their ability to protect themselves from high risk sex or to negotiate condom use, are more likely to suffer from asymptomatic infections remaining untreated and less likely to seek treatment even for symptomatic infections. Then prevention and control of STIs or RTIs. In that the primary prevention is health education. Create awareness and imparting knowledge about safe sex, advising on practicing safe sex, correct and consistent use of condoms, having a single partners and avoiding the multiple partners. And sixth one is maintain sexual hygiene and removing stigma and bias in the community, and the healthcare provider for improving in the treatment seeking behavior, improving assist to safe delivery and safe abortion services. And secondary prevention include early diagnosis and treatment. Early diagnosis and prompt treatment by trained healthcare worker, correct and adequate treatment. Treatment of both the partners simultaneously, strengthening the referral system, providing the accessible and affordable STIs or RTI services in locality. In that first point is by taking a history and doing a physical examination, he or she arrives at a diagnosis of STIs or RTI. He or she treats STIs or RTI cases by providing medications or drugs and information on how to take them, and promotes and provides condoms and syndromic management. The patient is diagnosed and treated based on group of symptoms or syndromes rather than for specific STIs or RTIs. And the patient is diagnosed and treated in one visit. The treatment is highly effective for selected STIs or RTI syndromes and relatively inexpensive since it avoids use of laboratory. There is no need for patient to return for the lab result. It avoids the wrong treatment since all possible STIs or RTIs causing signs and symptoms are treated at once. It can be used by healthcare providers at all levels. And coming to tertiary prevention, prevention of late complications of infertility and children. She or he ensures the patient cured by offering partners treatment and ask them to follow up. And if the patient is not responding, she or he asks them to follow up and refer to higher centers. Referring patients who are having clinical history suggests symptoms of STIs or RTIs or clients who are having risk of STIs, RTIs, but they are not having any symptoms suggestive of STIs or RTI are screening asymptomatic clients. ఈ వీడియో కానీ మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి, కామెంట్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్ దిస్ వీడియో.